for tonight's Gordon Conference matchup between the Panthers of Princeton Day School and your hometown St. Joe's Green Knights. At this time, please allow me to introduce the starting lineups for both teams. First, for Princeton Day School, at forward, number 6, Marshall Madison, number 20, Philip Komarski, and number 21, Fred Ringblom. Starting on defense, number 12, James Morwald, and number 19, Tyler Naratsky. Starting in goal tonight for Princeton, number 35, Drew Picker. And now the starting lineup for the Green Knights. At forward, number 23, Dante Mandarilli. Number 29, Donovan Gretchen. And number 50, Kyle Kondratovich. Starting on defense, number 17, Max Amico. And number 62, Nick Moss. And starting in goal tonight for the Green Knights, number 35, Dave Florio. At this time, we ask everybody to please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Tonight, the national anthem will be sung by St. Joe's sophomore Dean Toscanos.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Yeah, buddy. Go. It is senior night for St. Joseph Regional High School here at Sportorama. Welcome back to your SJR Hockey Play-by-Play. I'm James Griglio alongside George Claudio now. This is a unique game. We get this one game a year. Every senior on the roster gets extra playing time. Such a special night for them. And this is also a big game for St. Joe's, as this is their last game before Don Bosco Prep comes from Ramsey over to Sportorama to take on St. Joe's. And St. Joe's dropped the last game against Don Bosco over at the Ice Vault 2-1. To open the season, George, what do you think St. Joe's needs to do to get the momentum going into Thursday?
They got to play with more physicality, touch the puck more, dump the puck, get a lot of people in front of the net, and shoot when it's a good shot.
We are officially underway as the faceoff goes in favor of Princeton Day, and Kyle Kondratovich immediately breaks away with a 2-on-1. A shot turned aside by Picker. Goes back into the corner. Loose puck. Chased down by James Morwald. Puck is still loose, and it goes back into the St. Joe's zone. James Morwald lying on the floor and an offside for St. Joe's.
And purchase your 50/50 raffles. The winning number will be drawn during the between the second and third periods. Once again, 50/50 raffle tickets being sold over by the front door to the right.
So St. Joe's offside. They will get it back in the neutral zone as they win the faceoff. Akhmedov gets it over to Chardulo. Tries to come away with it. Has it in the corner. Couldn't get it centered as it goes behind the net. Now it's Akhmedov at the point. Deflected over to Kutsevich. Back at the left point. Battle for the puck. Taken over by Garipian. Comes back out for Kondratovich. One-timer from Akhmedov. Turned aside by Picker. and he's going to freeze the puck. Just some rough hockey to start this one. What do you think, George?
After St. Joe's got jumped off sides, people are throwing bodies. Can't even find the puck until the last few seconds.
So now some changes from St. Joe's as Christian Casazo, one of the transfers, will get the face-off. Sort of goes neither way. Comes back out for Langanovskis. Can't control. Now it's McLaughlin who gets a shot way high. And it comes back out for McLaughlin. Shot, and they score. Ryder Iwanchina on the pass from McLaughlin. And Princeton Day immediately on the board. Gets the Panthers out in front 1-0.
James, how do you think Juno should attack this in the last few minutes in the game, down 1? What do you think he should do?
They just got to keep the pressure on offense. They were doing a great job before, but unfortunately the Panthers broke away with the puck. Managed to have some good teamwork, and just like that, they're up 1-0. So now Max Juno in the face-off for St. Joe's. And it goes out into the Panthers zone. Juno gets a shot blocked by the stick of Hubert Chin. Now it's into the corner. Goes behind the net. Cooper Flying gets it across the boards. And the Panthers clear as they call for icing. Well, St. Joe's just has to try to keep the Panthers from breaking away. They almost got it again. Luckily, it was just a cleared puck. Not only do they have to be aggressive on the offense, but they got to stay careful on the defense too. As it goes towards the center for Flanagan, couldn't keep controlled. Now it's behind the net. Back into the corner. 2 guys from Joe's, 2 guys from Princeton Day. Can't get the puck out. Juno finally does. It goes beyond center ice. And now it's Bogatrev who gets it back in. Connor White into the boards, behind the net. And Picker will get it back over to Tyler Neverotsky. Glove down by Fred Ringblom. And now it's Maticic. Goes into the corner, pressured by Mangarelli. Battle for the puck. And St. Joe's comes away with it.
Scored by number 10, Ryder Iwanchina.
St. Joe's is going to clear it, and that's going to be an icing against St. Joe's.
St. Joe's got to come out more aggressive. Being down 1, they got to capitalize with all the chances they can get.
Iwanchina from McLaughlin and Maticic at 1:12 at the first period.
They've had pretty good chances so far. This is definitely by far the biggest crowd we've had for a hockey game besides the Bosco game. A lot of parents supporting their sons for senior night as the shot is turned away by Gabe Florio from James Morwald. Now St. Joe's has it in the corner, battle for the puck. And it goes along the boards. Chardulo has it, and it comes back out for Navratsky. Now it's Trentalis, intercepted by Nick Moss. Back into Panthers territory. And now it comes in front for Moss, gets it over to Akhmedov, who gets a shot off and is saved by Picker. He freezes the puck, waits for the whistle. St. Joe's will have a face-off in the Panther zone.
What do you think, James? What do you think Juno should attack this face-off?
I mean, just throw your best guys out there. St. Joe's has been good in the face-offs this year. They just have to get lucky, as that one goes in their favor right there. It's Kondratovic into the corner, and the Panthers take over. Comes back out. No one could really get a stick on it. Now it's Jason Juno into the corner. And now Amico gets it over to Langanovskis, and it comes in front, intercepted by Hubert Chin of Princeton Day. And now Ringblom gonna have to take it himself. Couldn't get the shot off. It was a 1v3. Didn't really have a shot. Now it comes back out to the center, a shot, and a glove save by Florio. Shot came from Maticic, forward on Princeton Day.
This is going to be a big defensive game. Gabe Florio is going to keep them in the game throughout the whole game. The defense just has to work harder, and the offense has to try to score one.
Puck is still loose. Chasing it down is Mangarelli. Gets it out for Gretchen. And now St. Joe's going to try to break away. It's Flanagan. Not going to get a shot off. Or he does. Wasn't a great one, though. Frozen by Picker. Well, that's an advantage because now St. Joe's has it all the way back in the Panthers zone. That really helps their offense a lot as Flanagan will go in for the face-off against number 27 of Princeton Day. Comes right out for Gretchen. His shot is deflected. And Gretchen keeps it in Princeton Day zone. It goes behind the net. Now it's McLaughlin, who's not able to get a stick on it, as the Panthers call for icing.
St. Joseph's is looking a little bit harder after Princeton Day scored a goal. They're getting their chances, but you need to capitalize on at least one of them right now.
Now it comes back for Bogatrev. A shot frozen by Picker. So we'll do the face-off all over again. This time they're going to get Kutsevich in there against Trantalis. A little bit of a setup conflict. And it is turned away, kept in by Bogatrev. Has that at the point, but has people in front of him. One-timer, swinging and miss from Kutsevich. Now Mangarelli has it in the neutral zone. St. Joe's going to try to regroup. CBA keeping the pressure. Mangarelli chases it down. And Garipian couldn't keep his stick on it. Now it goes right back out to Mangarelli. Over to Bogatrev at center ice. And he flips it into the corner. "10 minutes and 15 seconds left to go into this first period. Now Princeton Day has the puck. And it comes right over to Nick Moss. And Moss had it for Kutsevich, but couldn't hang on. And now Shin has it behind the St. Joe's net. Battle for the puck. And St. Joe's is going to take over. Jason Juneau has it. One-timer from Akhmedov just goes wide. The puck behind the net. Battle for it. And now Moss has it. Over to Casaza. Ringblom falls down. It comes back out for Jason Juneau. Going to get a shot. Glove saved by Picker.
St. Joe's got to play a lot more physical and tire out the defense. Get more chances that way and put people from the net.
Well, they did a pretty good job there. Got 3 shots off. Really amounting the pressure on Drew Picker. Going to try to keep that going as they make some changes. Now it'll be Jason Juneau in the Max Juneau in the face-off. Comes back out from Bogatrev at the point. And now Navarowski is going to try to break away with it. And now it's Karmitsky, a shot, glove saved by Florio.
Princeton Day didn't have that good of a chance.
I knew a little bit of contact
right
could have
there
been from Connor White as Matichak goes down. So the faceoff goes in favor of St. Joe's. Bogatrev chases it down. And St. Joe's clears, and that is going to be a call for icing. So everyone's going to skate right back down into the St. Joe's faceoff circle.
St. Joe's needs to win this face-off and break away and possibly score a goal.
So Flanagan against Matichak. 2 centers on each team. Now it comes back out to the point for Fang, whose shot is blocked by the stick of Max Juneau. Connor White trying to chase it down the corner. Princeton Day has it. Trying to get some guys open. Now it's Kakmarski, captain of Princeton Day. And he is sort of in a race. And now it comes back out for Nevrotsky. Florio gets it back out into the corner, has to get back into the net as it goes behind. Now Matichik has it. Sort of a bouncing loose puck, and St. Joe's is going to come away with it. Gets it over to Flanagan, sort of a wonky pass, and now Princeton Day has it. And a shot way wide. Not considered a shot on goal. Now it comes back out for Fang. Shot is blocked by Langanovskis. Now Fang has it in his own zone, gets it over to Nevrotsky. Bouncing puck into the side. And now Tardulo gets it over to, and Princeton Day comes away with it, gets it back into the St. Joe zone. Pass was intended for Kutsevich, but wasn't successful. Now Langanovskis, as Tardulo runs into the official. Princeton Day takes over. Goes back into the St. Joe's zone. Chasing it down is Maximico right behind him. Ewanchina. Now it's back at center ice. Garipian chasing it down, gets it back. Comes in front for Kutsevich, couldn't get the shot off. Would have been a backhand, would have been a tough shot. Now it's behind the net, goes into the boards, coming back out for Akhmedov. And there was a delayed penalty that went against St. Joe's. Garipian is going to get 2 minutes for what looked like a trip. So Princeton Day will go to the power play after already having a 1-0 lead.
No, the net was off. It was off the goaltender.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yes, I think so.
Well, I saw a trip from Garipian, and he was heading back into the bench. I thought he was going into the box, as we have a broken stick on the ice. Now it goes back into the zone of Princeton Day as they have possession. Casaza trying to get in it with them. Trying to get in front, and a backhand shot turned aside by Picker. Great goaltender work as Princeton Day clears. They'll take the icing.
It's some great offense from both teams. St. Joe's is really coming out after they left that one goal in the beginning of the period. Let's see what energy they could bring to try to score to top the game.
Face-off goes in favor of St. Joe's. Kondratovic gets it out in front. Over to Nick Moss. Shot. And his stick is interfered by Karmartsky. St. Joe's gets it into the boards. Now Akhmedov. And Juno did not see the pass coming. It goes back into the Princeton Day corner. Battle for the puck. And it comes back in front for Moss. Over to Akhmedov, who gets the shot off. Saved by Picker. And it comes back out. Akhmedov again at the point. Going to take the shot, and it's blocked by the stick of Iwanchawa. And now CBA, a 2-on-3. And St. Joe's immediately takes it right back. Casaza has it into the side. Now it comes back center for Bogatrev. Flips it into the boards. St. Joe's makes some defensive changes. Offensive changes. Gretchen and Flanagan now in as Flanagan has it from the side. Wasn't going to get a shot off. Now back behind the net. A little under 5.5 minutes to go in this first period as it's Princeton Day call for icing.
James, what do you think the plan of the attack on this face-off right here? It's going to be an important one if St. Joe's wants to top the game.
Well, you just want to win this one and just keep getting shots off. Eventually you will connect. St. Joe's has done a good job keeping the pressure lately after going down early. Puck is loose. Chasing it down was Hubert Chin, who comes away with it. Now Princeton Day driving it back into the zone. A 2-on-2, a shot, and a save by Florio. And we have some contact coming from the goaltender. No, it's not from the goaltender. It looks like it was Grayson McLaughlin and Donovan Gretchen getting into it. some pushing and shoving. Nothing much happens, just a few shoves. Nothing too physical.
Well, that's the energy if St. Joe's wants to win the game. They can keep it up and see what the energy brings them for scoring a goal.
Well, St. Joe's is not playing afraid. They're doing everything they can to back their boys up. Now we'll have Garipian in the face-off, number 27 of Princeton Day. And now it comes back out for Kutsevich. A 2-on-2, he's going to take it himself. Gets the shot, saved by Picker. The puck is loose, he will freeze it. And Drew Picker is having one heck of a game. I mean, St. Joe's has put all those shots on, and Picker just has not budged. Looks like he didn't freeze the puck. Looks like the iron sort of came loose.
St. Joe's is getting unlucky with those rebounds. Looks like they didn't even see the puck going out by the goalie.
Well, that was a good drive by Kutsevich. Took it himself, almost connected. Now it goes back into the right corner. Comes back out for Garipian, flips it to that was Mangarelli. Sort of had the defenseman deep into the corner as Princeton Day hits it into the glass, and they're going to clear. Now Bogatrev has it in his own zone. Gets it across the boards out to Garipian. Now it's Chardulo who gets it over to Kutsevich. A 3-on-2. He'll take it himself, gets it over to Garipian. A shot, saved by Picker, comes back out and Princeton Day takes over. St. Joe's trying to get their 6 on it. Now Chardulo who gets it over to Kutsevich. Now Langanovskis drives it up, and it's intercepted by Nevorotsky. And we have a stoppage of play.
And it looks like
that's a high stick on Princeton Day. I take that back. It's a hooking.
James, what do you think Juneau should attack this power play and see if they can come back into the game?
Well, Princeton Day has done a really good job at getting the puck out of the zone. St. Joe's just can't let that happen. They got to stay on it, get as many shots off as they can. A hooking penalty goes against Fred Ringblom of Princeton Day. St. Joe's on the power play. Jason Juneau gets it out for Bogatrev at the point. Flanagan. Shot is blocked by the skate of E.J. Watson.
Princeton Day School penalty, number 21, Fred Ringblom, receives 2 minutes for hooking.
And now it's
From the penalty,
Flanagan.
11 minutes, 6 seconds into the
Right
first
in it with him
period.
is number 27 of
Ringblom for
Princeton Day.
hooking at 11:06 of the first
Over to
period.
Casaza. Gets it in front. Shot hits the iron. Sort of a deflection from Flanagan. Now Bogatrev has it. Over to Kondratovich. Shot. A glove save by Picker freezes the puck. Well, good job by Princeton Day. They immediately kill 35 seconds on the power play. Working incredibly hard. The defense came to play today. What do you think, George? St. Joe's defense has been pretty good, but the defense of Princeton Day has been even better. How do you think Princeton Day has been able to keep up to that?
Just by dumping the puck, getting the puck away from St. Joe's defense and offense. Had a great opportunities, but it's Princeton Day shut them down.
A minute and 11 seconds left to go in the St. Joe's power play. They're trying to get it back into the opposite zone. And Princeton Day just keeps it out. Now it's Kogmitsky on the breakaway. Couldn't get the shot off. Goes wide. And now it's Connor White. A 3-on-1. Manages to get past him. Couldn't get the shot off. Couldn't keep control. And now it's Mangarelli out to the point. Over to Kutsevich. For a beach one over to Mangarelli. A shot. They score! Dante Mangarelli, the captain defenseman of St. Joe's, ties the game up on the power play. Just brilliant protection of the puck. St. Joe's, it looked like they were struggling a little bit. Princeton Day was doing a pretty good job of getting the puck out. But St. Joe's finally manages to connect on that one. What do you think, George?
Yeah. St. Joe's had a good idea of put two people in front of the net, blocked the goalie's vision, and the puck snuck in back in the net. It was a great job all around.
2.5 minutes left to go in the first period. St. Joe's immediately has it. And they clear it into Princeton Day's zone. And now Navrosky will crush it into the corner. Battle for the puck. Now comes back out. Puck's still loose. And now Princeton Day finally has it. Turned aside by Navrosky. And now Casaza has it into the corner, gets it back out for Aqueduct.
Number 23, Dante Angelelli. He is assisted by number 10, Milan Kutsevich, and number 21, Mikhail Scorpion.
So 2 assists on Mangarelli's goal.
Time to go with 12
Milan
minutes, 26 seconds
Kutsevich and Mateo Scorpion on the assist, so they will each receive a point.
From Kutsevich and Scorpion at 12:26 of the first period.
Battle for the puck in the corner comes out for Kondratovic to try to one-timer, and it deflected all over the place. And now it pops back up and goes out of the danger zone for Princeton Day. Nick Moss. Popped up by Casaza. Glove down by Juno. A shot and a glove save by Pickard.
After St. Joe's playing more physical, they're tiring out the defense and getting more chances to score. Getting a lot more space to shoot the puck, keeping the pucks away.
Well, St. Joe's has done a great job. They've been doing a much better job keeping the pressure on Princeton Day. 1:15 left to go in this first period. Now it comes back out for one of the transfers, Langenovskis, a shot turned aside by Pickard. As Amico gets it back into the corner and Princeton Day comes away with it. Navrosky has it.
1 minute. This is the last
Gets it over to Navrosky. Shot by Flanagan is blocked by Princeton Day, as that one is gloved down by Amico. Gets over to Langenovskis. Pass off the skate of Joe Flanagan. And now it's Ringblom. Shot was blocked by the stick of Langenovskis. Comes back out to Navrosky at the point. Going to take himself, turned aside by Florio. 33 seconds left to go in the first period. St. Joe's trying to clear it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Princeton Day will not budge.
We are having a 50-50 raffle this evening. If you'd like to purchase 50-50 raffle tickets, please make your way over to the main door to the ring. After the period,
now it comes back out for Max Juno. 15 seconds left. St. Joe's is not going to get it into the zone as Navrosky keeps it in their possession and the puck gets cleared into the corner. This will wind down the first period as St. Joe's manages to tie the game on the power play. We will go into intermission. We'll be back for the second period. Don't go away. This game is tied at 1-1.
St. Joe's 1, Princeton Day School 1.
Good.
We are back at Sportorama for the second period. Now we have a little bit of a substitution in our broadcast booth. Dean Toscano subbing in for George Claudio. Dean, welcome to the show.
Hi, happy to be here. Excited for the second period. Let's see if SJR can keep it up and get the lead.
So a 1-1 tie as the faceoff goes to the side. No one really has possession, and St. Joe's trying to take over. And it comes out for Krusevich. Couldn't keep his stick on it. And now it's Maticic. And now it's intercepted by Garipian on the breakaway. Going to take the shot, and it's saved by Picker. Glove save. He freezes the puck as Krusevich tried to get it on the rebound. Just some great work from Picker today. Other than the power play goal, he has just had a heck of a game. What do you think, Dean?
Yeah, he's had a pretty good game today so far. Big power play goal to get the boys tied up and see if he can keep it going, maybe get us the lead here.
Yes, St. Joe's has gotten really aggressive after the first period. They have outshot Princeton Day 16-6. And now it comes in front for Ringblom. As the shot goes right into the glove of Gabe Florio. He'll freeze the puck.
Yeah, big game today, James, leading up to our St. Augustine game and our Bosco game this week. How do we feel about the boys and their performance right now? We think this is like a little warm-up before the next couple games? Or
I think they look pretty good. I mean, St. Joe's has been pretty good with the shots on goal after looking pretty weak to start the game. The issue with Don Bosco is they have not been able to get that many shots off. Hopefully we can see a change in this one, especially now that they have the transfers and they will have their home ice. As the puck is at center ice, it is bounced into the side as Laginovskis clears it. No call for icing. And now James Morwald. And Kondratovic takes over, has it on the side. Kondratovic going to sling it, and it is intercepted by Winkler. Amico chases it down. Comes back out for Iwanchua. Princeton Day controlling behind the net. Now Casaza going to try to chase it down, gets it out to Jason Juno, intercepted by number 27 of Princeton Day. Goes back into the corner, Laginovskis has it for St. Joe's. And it goes right into the stick of James Morwald. Pass intended for Casaza. Now Casaza has it behind the St. Joe's net. And St. Joe's going to try to get it out of the danger zone as Kondratovic falls down. And now Casaza has it. Jason Juno to his left, going to get it over to him. Couldn't connect on the one-timer. It goes into the corner. And now Nick Moss has it at the point. Shot off. Easy save for Picker.
Yeah, James, you know, this is looking pretty similar to their last match against Princeton Day earlier in the season where they went down early in the game. They were able to come back and obviously take out the win. So hoping they can do that again tonight.
Good stuff from my new buddy, Dean Toscanos. Now Joe Flanagan was in it with Trentalis. The shot as Picker keeps turning it away. Will not budge. Having a heck of a game is Drew Picker.
Big saves from Drew Picker, as we know the next goal is a big one in this game. Take the lead and change the tides.
Face-off comes out for Arhip Akhmedov. Another one of the transfers. Defenseman. Now Flanagan has it. Would have been a backhand shot if he got it off. Now it's Connor White. And the puck comes back out in front. Hit by a player of Princeton Day. Flanagan has it. Comes out for Nick Moss at the point. Shot. And Connor White tried to get on the deflection. It is just left. And possession just keeps turning over. And now Connor White has it and couldn't keep control. Now Gretchen gets it back out to Akhmedov. The shot is deflected off the stick of E.J. Watson. And now Nick Moss has it. And a whistle for a stoppage of play. We're going to see what this one is about. Could have been just an offsides. No one going into the penalty box. It is an offsides. We'll get a face-off in the neutral zone in favor of St. Joe's. Goes in favor of Princeton Day. Now it comes in front. Kucevic couldn't connect on the one-timer. Now behind the net, Kucevic has it. Battle for the puck in the corner. 2-on-2. Garipian gets it. Oh my goodness, what a shot! Mateo Garipian on the backhand. Had it on a fly. That is one of the craziest goals I think I've ever seen. A nice Michigan goal.
Big Michigan lacrosse goal.
Wow. That is some crazy talent we've seen. Sophomore transfer from Bergen Catholic shows what he's got on St. Joe's. Has been a key shooter for the Green Knights throughout the season. As St. Joe's takes a 2-1 lead. Now Garipian.
St. Joe's second
Gonna have it again. Trying to get over to Tardulo, couldn't connect.
Time of the 3 minutes 16 seconds into the second period. Kucevic unassisted at 3:16 of the second period.
Call for ice.
Yeah, that was a big goal there, James, and we're starting to see the tide shift as the boys are really starting to have it more in the offensive zone here, keeping up the pressure and keep peppering the Princeton Day goalie. Just Drew Picker.
Face-off goes in favor of CBA. Mangarelli couldn't keep it in. And now Princeton Day going to break away with it, a 3-on-2. Gets it over. Number 20, shot saved by Florio. And it goes back out. Could be a St. Joe's. It won't be a St. Joe's icing. Now it goes back into the corner. And now it's Langanovskis out to the point. Gets it over to Jason Juneau. Fakes the one-timer as Langanovskis' shot is wide by Maximico. Now Kondratovic gets it back over to Casaza, back to Langanovskis. Couldn't keep it in. Now it comes back in front. Kondratovic dives for it, just couldn't get there. Now it's Iwanchiwa in it with Langanovskis, and now Kondratovic on the breakaway, going to be a wide angle shot, hits the glass. Now Amico gets it back into the corner as Picker leaves it for Trentalis. And a slap shot, just fought it out of the zone. I guess Princeton Day need a breather, want to make some subs.
Need a little change, get some fresh legs back on the ice, try and cook something up here for them. But I know the boys are playing some shutdown defense as we speak.
Battle for the puck in the corner. No one really has possession now. It was Chia and Chardulo chasing it down. Now White from the points, turned away by Picker. Now Flanagan has it from the left wing. The shot goes wide. Now Nick Moss has it on the other side. Goes back into the corner. Flanagan tries to get it in front for Moss. Excuse me, that's Max Juneau. Now it comes back out for Akhmedov. Gets it over to Moss for the shot. Blocked by the stick of Princeton Day. Now Akhmedov's going to get a shot. It's wide. St. Joe's really applying the pressure with 9 minutes and 18 seconds left to go. And a loose stick. Number 27 of Princeton Day.
You know, we're trying to pick up a big win here, James, leading up to the upcoming Gordon Conference Cup tournament with teams like Bosco and Bergen and them. It's a big game here for the boys, and they seem to be holding up to their standard and keeping up the pressure, just smothering them in the offensive zone right now. Hoping to keep this trend going.
Looks like the skate of Drew Picker.
Yeah, equipment issue right now. Oh, and he seems to be back on his feet.
Trying to just tap it on himself. Now we'll get a face-off in the Panthers zone. Kutsevich is going to be in it with Trantalis. A shot turned away by Picker. Now it goes back into the corner across the boards. Now Garipian battle for the puck with Cooper Fang. Four skaters in it. Now it comes back out. CBA, Princeton Day not able to get it out of their zone. St. Joe's keeping the pressure on. Nick Moss keeps it in the neutral zone, and now Princeton Day is finally going to come away with it. Going to get a shot off, denied by Florio. And now Garipian. The rush not in his favor, and it comes back behind for Nick Moss. And Kutsevich took his eye off the puck. And that's going to be an offside on the Panthers. Eight minutes, 19 seconds left to go. As the face-off doesn't count. Try it again between Kasaza and Kakmarski. Now it comes back out, and St. Joe's takes over. Now it's Kasaza. 1v1, gets it over to Kondratovic. One-timer from Juno. What a save by Picker. Now it comes back out for Mangarelli. Over to Bogatrev. From the center, back to Mangarelli. The shot is saved by Picker. Glove down by Juno, and is popped up. Just misses the net. Almost caught Picker off guard. And now Bogatrev tries to stay on it. Now Kondratovic gets it out for Kasaza. Gets it over to Juno. Does not have an open shot. The pass goes into the stick. And Kondratovic keeps it. Kasaza trying to put it in. And could not. As Princeton Day is going to flip it into the zone as they'll take the icing.
Man, what a game right now from Princeton Day goalie Drew Picker. Standing on his head, keeping them in line, just shutting down countless shots from the Green Knights offense.
So just want to give another shout out to my substitute co-announcer, Dean Toscanos, who sang the national anthem today. Feel nervous at all?
You know, it was interesting. It was an interesting experience, and wish the speakers were a little better, but, you know, it was fun. It was fun.
Well, it is a high school game.
Yeah, no,
Not much you can really do about it.
Exactly. It was exciting. It was a fun experience, and I hope everybody liked it.
Princeton Day clears. They'll take the icing once again. Gentlemen, you good? Matt, good? Just over 7 minutes left to go in this second period. Keep in mind, the second intermission is much shorter than the first intermission. A long shot turned aside by Florio. Now Langanovskis gets it out to Ishan Patel, who's getting his first time on the ice. Now battle for the puck into the corner. And Kutsevich is going to chase it down. Now a 3-on-2 for St. Joe's as Kutsevich goes down, and Princeton Day is going to take back over. They're going to turn it the other way. And now a sort of a shot into the corner by Grayson McLaughlin. Now it comes out for Patel trying to chase it down as Princeton Day comes away with it. Or do they, as Gretchen keeps into the zone, going to take a shot. Easy save for Picker. Now getting in it was Max Juno and Alexandro Tantalis. And now going to try to take a shot as White. Glove save. Or should I say it was just frozen by Picker. St. Joe's just keeping that aggression. Now they're playing with a lead. Dean, what do you think they have to do to just hold the lead and maybe even try to provide some more offense?
I think the Green Knights' pressure is looking pretty good right now. They're just Drew Picker is really standing on his head, playing an insane game, holding Princeton's defensive area together right now. It's just keep peppering them and hoping that something will go in.
As Bogatrev gets a shot off, it was a weird angle, and it is
Glove
gloved down
flying off
by Winkler as his glove goes flying with the puck. Now St. Joe's has it back in their zone. Bogatrev and Mangarelli working together to try and get it back in the St. Joe's zone. They do so successfully. Trying to get it back for Chardulo as Connor White tries to get a stick on it. And now it comes back out for Joe Flanagan. Now it's Mangarelli. Sort of mishandles the puck, couldn't keep it in the zone. Now he gets it over to Flanagan from the center. It's stuck down. Now Bogatrev gets it over to Chardulo. And a save for Picker. This period, we've only had one score, but it has been all St. Joe's. Princeton Day just hasn't been able to get that many shots off. Gabe Florio having a great game, but hasn't gotten that many chances. Princeton Day, if they want to come back and win this game, they do have to be more aggressive on offense and not worry about their defense as much. As they have it in the St. Joe's zone. No call for offsides. Comes in front, and Akhmedov is going to come away with it, gets over to Garipian. Now it comes in front. Princeton Day is going to take over as Moss intercepts it and gets it back into the corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, we are selling 50-50 raffle tickets over by the entrance to the rink. If you haven't yet purchased your 50-50 raffle tickets, make your way over to the main doors of the rink where the 50-50 raffle tickets are being sold.
So
make sure you get your tickets. The winning number will be drawn after the second period.
Matichik has it. Gets it over to Ringblom, and now that's going to be a trip. That's going to go against Nick Moss. Could have been a hooking. Looked like his stick was on him. And now Princeton Day will go to the power play.
St. Joe's minor penalty, 62 for tripping.
So it is a trip. High school, it's a little hard to tell with the penalties.
Sometimes in games like this, tight games, you need to take a penalty like that to stop a further goal or something from happening. So
let's see if Princeton Day can capitalize. Nick Moss in the penalty box. He'll take 2 minutes for tripping.
See how this
St.
goes
Joe's
out.
penalty number 62, Nick Moss, receives 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 11 minutes, 2 seconds into the second period. Moss for tripping at 11:02 of the second period.
So now Princeton Day has it in their zone. Going to try to drive the puck up. Loses possession, and now Bogatrev is going to whack it into the corner as we're going to have a breakaway from Kondratovic. Tries to get it over to Casaza, but blocked by the belly of Navratsky. Great defense there. However, Princeton Day, not doing a great job on this power play, has barely been able to get it into the striking zone. And now it'll be Navratsky. Gets it over to Ringblom. Back to Navratsky. Behind the net. Comes out for Kakmartsky. Navratsky has it again. Kakmartsky. Over to Ringblom. And now it's back to Matichik. And now Kakmartsky has it in the corner. Comes back out for Navratsky. Shot blocked by the skate of Kondratovic. And the shot by Kakmartsky is turned aside by Florio. Now Navratsky has it again, out to the point. And the pass from Ringblom is intercepted by Bogatrev, and he's going to break away with it. He's going to take a shot. And what a save by Picker.
Picker's glove comes flying off and stoppage in play.
Now that the play is stopped, I can explain what just happened. So Bogatrev was on the breakaway, and Navratsky was able to catch up with him, managed to dive and block, or should I say interfered with Bogatrev's shot, and it sort of just went right into the padding of Picker. So great defense by the Panthers, as they got 17 seconds left in the power play. St. Joe's doing a great job killing this penalty. Kutsevich has it. St. Joe's shorthanded. They're just going to kill the rest of this penalty. They're going to take it back into their zone.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
They're
Puck
even.
gets cleared. St. Joe's back at full strength. And that's a call for too many men on the ice. Just under 2 minutes left to go in this second period. Now Jason Juneau, a 3-on-1 for St. Joe's. Gets it over to Kutsevich, just out past him. Comes back in front, it is taken over by McLaughlin. A little bit of miscommunication as Juneau has it. Gets it over to Akhmedov. Over to Kutsevich. Akhmedov has it at the point. Light shot. Looks like it was a pass for Juneau. Now Flanagan gets it into the corner. Kutsevich with the puck behind the net. Now it comes back out for Juneau, over to Langanovskis at the point. Pass back to Kutsevich, a shot, they score! Joe Flanagan gets a great feed from Milan Kutsevich, and St. Joe's takes a 3-1 lead with 1 minute and 16 seconds left to go in this second period.
Another big goal from St. Joe's, trying to just bury Princeton Day. I mean, that was a great kill from them, not letting them score and obviously try and tie it up, and then with that goal signifying a lead here now, a significant lead, leading us into the third period in just a minute.
Yeah, commanding lead at that. Now you can sort of get some of the seniors more playing time.
A little more wiggle room, though. We got to keep the pressure going throughout the period.
Now it goes back into the corner as James Morwald falls down, loses possession of the puck.
This is the last minute to play in the second period.
1 minute left in the period.
1 minute left in the period as Connor White has it. Comes around, gets it over to Bogatrev. Gets it, a failed one-timer for Mangarelli. Comes back into the crease and behind the net.
Goal, scored by number 3, Everett Akhmedov. His assistant on number 10, Milan Kutsevich, and number 74, Edvards Raganovskis. Time of the 13 minutes, 44 seconds into the second period. Akhmedov from Kutsevich and Raganovskis at 13:44 of the second period.
PBS minor penalty 16 for
So St. Joe's will go on the power play. Couldn't see what the penalty was. Turns out it was a roughing. Now Kutsevich has it. Mangarelli.
Princeton Day School penalty number 16, Edward Winston receives 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 14 minutes, 27 seconds into the second period. Winston for hooking at 14:27 of the second period.
And now it's Kutsevich. And now Princeton Day trying
Ladies
to
and
come away
gentlemen,
with
the
it.
winning 50-50 bracket
They're not
second
going to have
number
the
has
puck.
been
7
drawn.
seconds.
Get your
Left to
tickets
go in
out.
this period.
The winning
As
number is
Garipian is going to take it, has to get a shot off.
5236.
He will do so. Shot is wide, and that will do it in the second period.
Those last three numbers
St.
again
Joe's
are
jumps out to a
3,
commanding
1,
3-1
6.
lead.
If you're the holder of
We'll
this
go to our
ticket,
final
please make your
intermission.
way to the
Don't
entrance
go away.
today
This
to
intermission's
claim
quick.
your
We'll be back for the
prize.
third period.
Once again, 5-2.
We are back for the third period. St. Joe's holding on to a commanding 3-1 lead as they have just under a minute and a half left of the power play dating back to the last period. As we will start with a face-off at center ice.
St. Joe's doesn't really have to play a full offense. They could just stump the puck, keep the puck away from Princeton's defense, just kill the clock. You don't have to play that much offense, but they should still.
So sophomore E.J. Watson in the box for Princeton Day as the faceoff goes in favor of St. Joe's. Now it comes back out for Casaza. Over to Bogatrev in his zone. Back to Casaza. Casaza holding it himself. Gets it back over to Bogatrev at the point. Over to Flanagan. From his strong side, gets it over to Casaza. Flanagan has it again at the point. Back to Bogatrev. Back over to Flanagan. St. Joe's playing some passive-aggressive hockey as the shot deflects off of Picker and they score. Looked like it was Christian Casaza who got it on the rebound. And St. Joe's has another power play goal. They'll take a 4-1 lead as it seems like we're going to start to see more of the subs on the ice for the remainder of this game.
James, how do you think Juneau should attack this, being up 4-1, 15 minutes left? And what do you think they should do to continue the lead?
Well, just don't let them crack the door wide open. So far, St. Joe's doing a good job as the puck is frozen by Drew Picker. They just got to make sure they don't crack the door back open. Got to stay conservative on the defense. They've done a pretty good job this game. This has been all St. Joe's, aside from the opening score by Princeton Day. As the faceoff goes right over to Maximico. As Langanovskis hits it back into the corner. And now Frank Dalton, we're seeing him on the ice for the first time in this one. As Patel has it. He's getting it over to Frank Dalton. Didn't see him behind him.
St. Joe's fourth goal, power play
3-on-3.
goal. Number 56, Christian Casaza. He is assisted by number 2,
Battle for the puck.
and number 36, Joseph Flanagan. Time to go 37 seconds into the third period. Casaza on the power play from Bogatrev and Flanagan at the 37-second mark of the third period.
So the assists went to Nikita Bogatrev and Joe Flanagan on the Christian Casaza goal. 4-1 lead with 13 left to play in this Sunday night matchup against Princeton Day. Akhmedov gets it back out to Connor White at the center of ice. And the shot is sticked by Gabe Florio, leaves it for Akhmedov. And it comes back out for Gretchen. Gretchen on the drive. And now it comes back, and St. Joe's keeps it. Connor White gets it into the corner. Looking for a man. Could have tried a little Michigan himself, but we have a whistle for a stoppage of play. Face off, and it gets cleared by Princeton Day. Akhmedov chases it down, gets it over to White, who couldn't keep his stick on it. And now it goes back to Akhmedov into the corner, sort of slides on the glass a little bit. Now Connor White has it, gets it over to Gretchen, who leaves it for Moss. And now it is Navratsky for Princeton Day. Connor White goes down. McLaughlin takes over, gets it over to Iwanchua, and his pass is intercepted And now he gets it back over, and it is taken by Akhmedov. Now Garipian. And now it is popped up. And now Ringblom couldn't get the drive off. Blocked by Bogatrev. Now it comes back out for Flanagan. And now it's Garipian. Over to Chardulo. A shot turned aside by Picker. And now it's Kakmartsky as St. Joe's takes over the puck. And now it's Flanagan who's going to take it. St. Joe's has a 3-on-2. Flanagan gets it centered for Bogatrev, and Picker freezes the puck. Wasn't really a strong shot.
St. Joe's has all the energy for the rest of the game. Princeton Day is down by 3, 4-1. They can't really come back with the amount of time that's left, but there's a chance if St. Joe's lets it happen. But it's highly unlikely.
Forgot to mention George Claudio subbing back in for Dean Toscanos. And the shot denied by Picker. And the shot is saved once again. Now Mangarelli has it at the point. Goes back into the corner, and Casaza has it. Comes out for Bogatrev. Not really much control as Casaza keeps it in the zone. And now Juneau chases it down for St. Joe's. Basically, all the St. Joe's starters are out as Bogatrev has it from Mangarelli. Pass back to Kondratovic is blocked by the stick of Maticek. Now the shot goes into the crease, turned aside by Picker. Now it's Bogatrev at the point again. Back out to Kondratovic. Mangarelli with a shot denied by Picker as it deflects into the netting.
That was a great shot there. He was open. No one was around him. Took a good shot, but it was just deflected into the netting. It was a great play all around.
So now, Frank Dolan was in it, and the puck goes back out. So now we're going to have a hooking go against Princeton Day as Mark Galante
Go on your phone, check the live stream.
will head into the penalty box. So St. Joe's will get another 2 minutes. And now it comes back for Kutsevich. Kutsevich gets into the corner. Back out to Langenovskis.
Number 18, Mark Galante, receives 2 minutes for hooking.
Shot goes into the corner. Now it's Patel who gets it back out. And it comes out for Langenovskis. Gets it to Kutsevich. A shot turned away by Picker as Princeton Day clears. We have not seen a lot of that in their power play. St. Joe's has just done a great job on the power plays in this one. And now it's Max Amico. So Florio is going to leave it for Langenovskis. Back into St. Joe's zone. Now Juneau has it, gets it over to Akhmedov. And St. Joe's offside.
St. Joe's don't have to really play conservative. They just need one more goal to seal the game. And that's a big game for the seniors as it's one of their last home games here of their career.
Well, they have the away game against St. Augustine on Tuesday, and they will take on Don Bosco Prep over here at Sportorama on Friday. St. Joe's looking to improve to 11-2-1 on the overall season. As now Akhmedov running away with the puck. Still has it. A shot turned aside by Picker. Now, Connor White keeps it in the zone. Another St. Joe's offsides.
Are we good?
We do apologize if a little bit of the stream was cut off. We did have some technical difficulties, but good to know that we are back. As the puck goes into the neutral, they have the face-off in the neutral zone as Gretchen tries to get it, but it's intercepted by Navratsky as the puck is deflected into the net.
St. Joe's is really doing a good job being on attack on their whole power play. They have 8 seconds left. You got to show the aggression. Just got to keep the energy together. Not let them score a goal. That might give the energy back to Princeton Day and see if they come back.
St. Joe's with perhaps one last chance to capitalize on this power play. They have most of the starters in. And it looks like Princeton Day is going to come away with it. St. Joe's has it, but they really have no shot to score before the power play ends, as Princeton Day is back at full strength. Nick Moss gets it over to Garipian. Now it comes back out for Nick Moss. Hits it into the glass and deflects into the corner as Picker leaves it for Navratsky. And now it's Bogatrev as Mangarelli by his side gets it over to the captain defenseman. Popped up, and the glove save as he'll leave it for Navratsky once again. Now battle for the puck on the ice as CBA gets it out of danger. As Bogatrev will take it, St. Joe's will regroup, try to kill some more time, have a 4-1 lead with 7 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the final period of play. St. Joe's call for icing.
James, what do you think it's going through the seniors' heads right now after the senior day game is winding down to the last few minutes here? What do you think it's going on in their head?
Well, I don't think they took the game off their minds, but they should just spend these last 7 minutes embracing it. You know, you're never going to have this experience at St. Joe's again. So I'm sure they're starting to feel that the time is winding down, but just play your best hockey for the rest of the game. The puck is cleared. Jason Juneau is going to chase it down. And another St. Joe's call for icing as Juneau couldn't get to it.
After this game, if the St. Joe's wins, we're going to go up in the rankings, possibly second in state, dropping under Bosco. It's going to be a tough match for the Gordon Cup and state finals.
Well, Don Bosco took on Del Barton. As the pass comes in front for Casaza, tries to double down on the shot, and great defense by Picker. He protects his net twice off of Casaza. Six minutes and 3/4 left to go in this Sunday night game against Princeton Day as a shot from Jason Juneau turned aside by Picker. Now it comes back out for Mangarelli. Gets it back over to Casaza. Going to be a sharp angle. Leaves it for Juneau. Back to Casaza. Into the corner. Comes back out for Juneau. Couldn't connect as he gets shoved down and Mangarelli chases it down. Gets it back to Kondratovic. And now Juneau gets it to Bogatrev at the point. The shot as Kondratovic tried to get the deflection on the stick and the shot was wide. Now Bogatrev has it at the point. Shot turned aside by Picker. Now battle for the puck in the corner. Comes back out. And CBA is going to clear. Excuse me, Princeton Day cleared the puck. Now St. Joe's killing some time. Some substitutions as Kutsevich has it from a sharp angle. Doesn't really get a shot off. Bogatrev will, and turned aside by Pickard. Now Langanovskis gets it out for Patel. Patel has it. And he gets it back to Frank Dalton. It comes back in front. A little bit of miscommunication between Langanovskis and Bogatrev. Ultimately, they have the puck as that pass to Kuksevich is intercepted by Trentalis. Puck is loose. Frank Dalton gets it back into the corner. No call for icing. Now it comes back out. And Princeton Day is going to clear. Deflected off of the stick of Dalton, and he'll take the icing.
James, after all the games that we announced and seen throughout the last month and a half, where do you think we stand in the state playoffs?
Well, I think we have a good chance. Just got unlucky in the game against Bosco on their home ice. Tied against Del Barton shorthanded. Now we're at full strength, have all our transfers. We'll have the full roster. I think this team has a very good chance to go all the way.
I agree with that. But the only struggle that we see right now is Bosco after we lost to them 2-1.
Well, once again, I think there were plenty of disadvantages against St. Joe's. You want to just keep winning. You want to have as many Gordon Cup games at home ice as possible. And St. Joe's has been successful. As another St. Joe's call for icing, you hear the frustration from Connor White.
Hopefully our Mike's didn't pick that up. We had a few choice words the past few games from him.
A lot from the other teams, too. It's been a pretty friendly game of hockey as Karkmarski tries to get a shot off, misses the iron. As now St. Joe's, we're going to try to come away with it, a 3-on-3. Jason Juno tries to get it over to Gretchen. Pass knocked away. And now Princeton Day, Karkmarski is going to try to get it over. And now it's Cooper Fang, shot blocked by the stick of Gretchen. Now it's Connor White. Going to get a shot off here. And a save by Pickard.
You see that frustration out of Connor White just shooting the puck right at the goal. He thinks he can do better. I know he can. He's one of the top scorers of the team last year.
Was aiming for the far side. Just couldn't connect. It happens. So some more changes for St. Joe's. Frank Dalton and Ishan Patel will both take the ice. As the faceoff goes in favor of CBA, it's back in the corner, battle for the puck. And it's Kutsevich who comes away with it. Might try Michigan again. No, it's going to be too tough. And a shot turned aside by Pickard. Now it comes back into the crease, and Pickard dives on top of it.
A lot of aggression there for the last 2 minutes. A lot of pushing, shoving from the crease, a lot of big battle. And you hear the ref saying they're trying to take the goalie out.
They will not do that as the faceoff is currently in the Princeton Day zone as they finally clear. But St. Joe still has possession as Frank Dalton can keep his stick on the puck. It goes back into the corner. Princeton Day goalie staying put. And now it's Bogatrev on the drive. And it is denied by the Princeton Day defense. Now it's Mangarelli who has it with 2 minutes and 41 seconds remaining. And now it comes out for Ishan Patel, who flicks it into the corner. Now Princeton Day has it. Good work by Carippian to keep it in as Patel tries to feed him, and it goes back into the corner. As the puck is deflected into the netting. Just over 2 minutes left to go. St. Joe's holding on to a 4-1 lead here in period 3.
James, how do you think Juneau should attack this? Play more defense or just play neutral for the rest of the game?
Well, I think at this point, it's going to be really difficult for Princeton Day to come back in this one. It's going to take a lot of work, and St. Joe's has just been great offensively the whole game. So if I'm at Juneau, I'm not worried right now as the shot is turned aside by Picker. And now Princeton Day going to try to break away with it, and sort of a baseball catcher catch from Gabe Florio. Very nonchalant.
Gabe had a great game so far, and throughout the whole year of him as a senior. He's keeping his team back into the game. Every single time they're down 1, he kept playing shutdown hockey for the rest of the game.
A great game by both the goalies. Drew Picker has had a fantastic game. We've seen some incredible saves. As Kondratovic is going to get it 2-on-1. Him and Patel, one-timer for Patel, and they score! Ishan Patel with his first goal on the season. And that'll just about do it as St. Joe's takes a commanding 5-1 lead with 1:40 left to go. What a shot by Ishan Patel. The one-timer comes into the crease. Great feed by Kondratovic. And St. Joe's is feeling it now. Have all of the momentum going into St. Augustine. Hope to keep that going into Bosco. And now it comes back out for Princeton Day as Nick Moss keeps it back into the Panthers zone. Skated down by Kondratovic, tries to feed Frank Dalton and is blocked by the skate of Parker Del Vecchio. Now battle for the puck in the side as Kondratovic can't find it.
St. Joe's
Now he has it on his stick.
number 97, Ishan Patel. He is assisted by number 50, Kyle Kondratovic, and number 3, Arif Akhmedov. Top of the goal, 13 minutes, 21 seconds into the third period.
So now
Patel
Kondratovic has it
and Akhmedov
on his way up.
at 13:21 of the third period.
Puts on the brakes. And the shot is deflected off of the stick of a Princeton Day skater as it deflects off the ceiling. .45 seconds left to go.
James, was that Ishan Patel's first varsity goal?
I'm not sure. Got to take a deeper dive into stats, but that definitely is his first on the season.
It was a great shot to start his season.
And you can see he is pumped up. So time winding down. St. Joe's has it. It's Langanovskis. And he's gonna get a juke, and good save by Parkinson. No, or was it? Or it was a goal. Oh, I could not see what happened. It's a goal from Edvards Langanovskis. Beats 3 men to get it into the crease and just manages to get it on the shorty. Couldn't see it. But regardless, it is a 6-1 St. Joe's lead with 23 seconds left to play.
And that's about just going to wrap up the game with that 2 unannounced goals. There's no chance Princeton Day could come back from this.
Well, St. Joe's did a great job. Had 30-plus shots on goal in this one. A great game from Drew Picker. Had a lot of great saves. St. Joe's pressure was just unmatched.
Please assist in number 56,
As the clock will wind down, and that will do it in regulation. St. Joe's defeats Princeton Day 6-1 on senior day, their final game on home ice before they take on Don Bosco Prep. The Ironmen, one of their 2 losses, as St. Joe's improves to 11-2-1 on the season. That's going to do it for this broadcast. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, I am James Griglio, joined by George Claudio, and we had a little bit of help from Dean Toscanos. Thanks for stopping by. We will see you on Friday.